Uncle Jock. So we want to, they say do it for the gram. I want to capture this information that you're dropping, make sure that everybody get a chance to receive it. So with that being said, all right, we're gonna do it again. We're gonna do one more time because have you ever wondered sometimes, cameraman, get me crispy. Tune into the crispy section.
I was
So
just
have
going
you
to say
ever
that.
wondered sometimes what people are thinking, what people are receiving, right? What information they're getting from you. So, we got a young lady on our team, Mr. Keisha Carr. She's an amazing entrepreneur, amazing individual. And I want to hear from her because she shared some information on Uncle Jock's Pass the Ball segment. And I was taking notes and I was receiving it. And it's a little bit different because she was taking notes about me, saying, hey, Eric, this is what we think about you. This is what's going on. So Takesha Carr, can you kind of reshare that, summarize that for those who are watching now, who tuned back in for the second time? Pay attention, y'all. Listen up.
So our coach Erik Robinson, he's been dropping nuggets like forever. He's the best coach ever. I had an opportunity to attend another coach's session, and in this session, the coach was teaching individuals how to become a coach. Right. So the information that they were sharing is the exact information that we're receiving here for free. Like literally, I went to this course and I learned nothing new. So they were teaching us how to create a problem, how to identify the problem in society and be able to solve the issue. We have that here. We have our own, right? They talked about creating a 5-step system. We have created a 4-step system over here. Inside, they were talking about using a suite of products with your CRM, your AI information, your automated tools. We have that here inside of our Hugs Media platform. So they were selling this particular training session for $2,500. And if you signed in on that day within 30 minutes, you got $500 off, which then made your total about $2,000. It was an 8-week course that involved templates. It was a customizable tool. And honestly, had I not been in this business and had I not been a student of Coach Erik's, I probably would have been signing on for this particular training because the information was that good, which is the same info that we receive here. But because I am part of Coach Erik's wonderful organization, I'm able to get the same training here. And guess what? I'm getting it virtually free. Only what it costs my team, only what it costs my override. So I could have paid $2,500 to learn nothing that we're getting here, that we're not getting here. Right?
Woo! Thank you, Takesha. I appreciate that. I appreciate the vote of confidence. I appreciate you just sharing because sometimes, like I said, it's easier when other people share with you. And we don't want to toot our own horns, but sometimes I'm tell y'all, ladies and gentlemen, sometimes you got to toot your own horn. Now, it reminds me of today's training. I want to talk to y'all about. I'm gonna call today's training the tow truck training. Because sometimes when you're stuck, you got to call for help. Are y'all with me? You stuck, you got to call for help. You need a tow truck. I remember one year, what was it? Isaiah was at this All-Star game, and I think it was playing at Bowie State. And it was an All-Star for the Maryland Crab Bowl. I'll never forget, it was the Maryland Crab Bowl, which is like the top high school players in the Maryland, Virginia, Pennsylvania, and Delaware. And so he was selected to play, even though they call it Maryland Crab Bowl, but it's players from all states, his senior year. And he was selected to play there. And so at that game, they had regular parking, but I thought I was somebody. So I didn't park in general parking. Actually, kind of was because Bowie State was at Bowie State University. They didn't have a traditional parking lot. They had a section which was like grass, HBCU. So shout out to Bowie State. But now I think they got better parking. But we parked in the grass parking. Now, the only problem was it had rained the last 2 prior days. So we parked in a spot that was kind of like on a hill, but going towards a swamp. Now, normally, if it wasn't raining the last 2 days, no problem. Parked there, bam. But when it came time to leave, that's when the problem came. Because the car was like slightly on a hill, and it started to spin, and it got stuck. Oh. And so it was on the grass and it got stuck. So what we said, he said, hey, back up a little bit. So we backed up a little bit because, it starts spinning, you start spinning the wheels, and it got stuck. So we backed up a little bit. And guess what happened? It got more stuck in the new spot. And now you got a whole trail. Next thing you know, we done backed up about 5-6 feet, and it's a whole trail of mud because the grass was still wet. Eventually, we got some players, some guys, and all these big football players came around. It's like, oh, we're gonna push you out. And I said, man, hold on, fellas. I don't want y'all to get hurt because now we're getting close to the swamp area. I don't need y'all to get hurt. Let me just call for help. Called what? Tow truck. Tow truck came, boom, hooked up the little wrench, just pulled me right on out the mud. See, sometimes you can get caught spinning your wheels. You can come bring some other people, but if they're not professional helping you get out the mud, or you can put them at danger. Are y'all with me? Ooh, I don't know if y'all caught that.
That's facts.
Did y'all catch that what I'm saying? Sometimes you can put other people at
Yes,
danger
sir.
by trying to get them to help you, and
That's
they're
real.
not equipped for it. Well, why do people do that? Because it's easier to call people around you instead of calling the people you need to call. It may be easier just to say, hey, let me just call somebody around me to come help me get out the mud, come help me get unstuck. But you should have been calling as a professional. And one thing I want y'all to understand something. We don't get here by accident. We're actually professionals at this. Uncle Jock is a professional at this. Uncle Jock, real quick, how long have you been doing mediating, coaching, strategies, implementation? How many years would you say you got in the game of this?
I think I started started being coached with the mediating. Then I done community service. I dealt with at-risk youth where I had to do conflict resolution. All of that probably started about, see, I'm finished at 30, probably about 34, 35 years ago.
34, 35 years. So you can retire, you at retirement age. How long
Facts.
have you been in a marketing promotion game?
Probably about close to about 38 years
30,
doing
on
that.
a low level, or would you say you've done it on a high level?
It started out on a high level. You were with us. We had a band and we had to figure out how to get, we were 14, 15 years old, and we actually, people don't even know this, but our band actually made it to the Billboard charts, and we were with other musicians like New Edition on the Billboard charts, and we had to promote. Remember, we did skating rings and traveled to different places. We were doing that as teenagers.
Mm. Whew. Now, Jock, you brought back to my attention one of the strategies that our manager did. Now, remember, we're 14. We're in high school, y'all. We started off really in junior high school, but when we made a break. We finally made it to high school. So now we're in like 9th, 10th grade in high school. And what did the manager do? You talked about how we had two vehicles. Can you talk about that concept, what we used to do? Now, this is high school. We had to do this.
So our manager, we raised enough money from playing live events and stuff to buy our own equipment. And in buying our own equipment, we had two school buses. And people that understand the Maryland DMV demographic, we had, well, let's just say there were two major streets that that combed through our neighborhoods and our regions. It was about a 5 to 7 mile stretch, maybe. And we would actually send buses down both of those streets to go inside different neighborhoods and pick up the people that wanted to come to our shows. So every time we had a show, people would say, how in the hell are they getting hundreds of people to their shows? Well, we would have 50 people on each bus. So we already had 100 people minimum at our shows.
See, I don't know if y'all catching that. That was at a young age. We understood the importance of marketing and bringing your audience. Are y'all with me? He was teaching us that, hey,
To leverage your network.
leveraging your network. The players started, hey, who do y'all know? Who do y'all know? Tell your friends, tell your friends. Come on. Well, their mom and dad won't take them. We're going to bring a bus and pick them up. We ain't going to make no excuses. Are y'all catching that? Whoo. Jock, he also taught the importance of investing back because most bands have their own equipment, their own sound equipment.
Nah, man, we had our own equipment. We had two, because remember, we got our first truck, but our truck didn't have the lift on it. Then we ended up getting a truck with the lift on it. So we had 2 trucks, 2 buses, our own equipment, and we had our, man, it was crazy. It was crazy.
Ooh. Then we started playing for other bands, and like we was the intro song, and then we even though we was more popular on the radio station, because there's some big name brands, some of y'all may heard like Red Ass and Trouble Funk with Uncle Jock plays for now. We was opening acts for a lot of these bands in the high school, right? And then here's the thing. We had our own equipment, so in the beginning, our manager started saying, well, let's start opening up for everybody else. Let's create our own opening act.
Yep. So we had a stage crew that set up our equipment. But what they did is after they set up our equipment, they took off their stage crew uniforms and they were actually a band called The Crew. And they actually opened up for us. So we had everything moving in-house.
Mm. Yo, I don't know if y'all catching that. Nobody was doing that. We was way ahead of the time. This was before the rap industry was bringing like the bad boys entertainment. We was Motown with our own studio, own everything.
Yep.
And we didn't understand it. We realized later, but Uncle Jock, here's the full circle. People don't realize. I heard Andre say, man, that Green Sheet, they got their own theme song. Where did that theme song come from? The Green Sheet and our insurance bros. Who created that song?
Me, you, and a person that was actually on that crew that we were talking about.
Man, the gentleman who created our Green Sheet song, Bruce Gardner, who goes by the name of Kool-Aid, he's a now promoter, not a producer,
Mm-hmm.
producer. And so when we was like, man, you know what? We need our own theme song. Jock's like, Eric, let's call Kool-Aid. That's what he do. But Kool-Aid started as our stage crew band back in high school. What? Just wanted to drop some of that and some of our band members went on to play international acts. You name it, we could name the musicians and the talent. And Uncle Jock is still the world travel musicians. So why am I saying this to you? Because sometimes you hear, I'm going to what you said, Takesha, you don't understand because we don't talk about the depth of what we have done and the experiences that we have been around with some of the high level individuals. And so we say it like, okay, y'all just spitting out of ChatGPT. Nah, we ain't Googling this stuff. We lived it. 30, 40 years of living this and learning from some of the best of the industry. And what we said, we want to bring it back to everybody else. Are y'all with me? We want to give it to our team. Because sometimes I say, hey, Eric, you know, I know I could take what I'm telling y'all and go sell it to not to our team, outside world, and get rich. If money was, but this to me is my ministry, and giving back to my people is what I want to do. I want to see y'all get rich. I can turn right now and go straight coaching. Done it, made money, just straight coaching.
Hey, Eric, real quick.
Yeah.
You know, I've heard a few times when we talk about doing different things, people will say, well, what kind of experience do y'all have? Or what are you going to bring in some people that are experienced between me, you, Dr. Meri, Aurelio, from everything from marketing and promotions. I've learned probably from three of the best that have ever done it. One is my cousin, Mark Barnes. He's a promoter here in the DC region. He actually had an HBO special that was based on him and some other promoters around the country. I learned from him and his dad, who taught him. I also learned from Reverend Bevel, who probably spearheaded two of the biggest promotional events in history. One was the March on Washington, and this guy used to live with me.
You used to live with Reverend Bevel.
He used to he lived with me and a friend of mine, Jahar. And he actually died in Jahar's apartment in Southeast DC. That's how close he was to us. He promoted and gave the direct action to Dr. King on the March on Washington. Then myself and Jahar introduced him to Minister Farrakhan, and they got together and he gave him the blueprint for the March on Washington. And that's where the Million Man March came from. So when people ask, are we qualified? Then when it comes to team building, you and Relly are probably the best builders that I've ever met. Building teams of tens of thousands, not only one time, not only two times, but multiple times in multiple companies. Then when it comes to education and coding and putting things together, Dr. Meri, probably the best that I've ever seen do it. She's created things for Apple that turned into multi-million-dollar projects that she didn't get recognized for. She just brought in the biggest fundraising situation in Prince George's County school system. Like literally, as we're speaking right now, the biggest fundraising,
The biggest private donation in the history of Prince George's County school system.
Yeah.
She just acquired that.
Yes.
Over $5 million.
So when people be like, what type of experience do y'all bring to the table? Like I said, we don't like to toot our own horns, but sometimes we got to toot our own horns. We got tons of experience that we give away. We give it away.
Ooh. Man, so now y'all may say, so Erik, okay, that's a toot your own horn. Why? Because I know a lot of people on this line, this is the #1 CEO meetup on the planet, right? And I'm not just talking about us. I thank you, Takesha. But what I want to go back to is, when you're stuck, do you call a tow truck or do you try to get your friends to push you? Are y'all with me? When it comes time to moving, do you call your friends to move or do you call professional movers? See, I used to call my friends. Now I start realizing, let me call a professional mover. Now I know Uncle Jock, when sometimes he moves to Erik, what's that guy's name? We use this young guy. I have him move everything. Hall of Fame movers. I always bring him to move. Why? Because it may be good to have my friends that can help me out, but I put them at risk because if they're not professional movers, they can injure themselves. Are y'all with me? We're going to talk about how to get unstuck. Takesha, talk to us.
I was going to just say,
if you don't blow your own horn, there'll be no music. Facts.
That is for sure. But it's even better when your coaches own the tow truck.
Talk to us, Keisha. You had a question? You have something you want to add?
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I said it's even better when your coaches own the tow truck. So when you're stuck and you call your coaches that own the tow truck, you can get out easier. Works a lot.
Oh my goodness. Even better when your coaches own the tow truck. Oh my goodness. Y'all, I'm going to give it to y'all. Y'all ready for this training? It's eight things to help you get unstuck. I'm going to give y'all the list now, and we're going to talk about it this week. So you got to tune in this week because I'm going to go in detail. So I'm going to give it to you now. You got to talk about this week. 8 things to help you get unstuck. And these are the things that most people are stuck at. When I start looking back at entrepreneurs and business owners, start at the starting point. Now, this is for people near the starting point. And the starting point may be the first 5 years, the tipping point, when you're really trying to get launched, the starting point. Now, those who are already making millions, this might not be for you. But maybe you know somebody so you can take this and figure out how to help them. Number 1, fear of failure. I think we know that. We talk about it all the time. But number 1, 8 points. Let me give them to y'all all together. Fear of failure. Number 2, lack of clarity. Just like you, cameraman, you got me uncrisp. You need to crisp me up, man. What you doing, bro? Y'all know new cameraman? Anyway, lack of clarity. Number 3, paralysis by analysis. Ooh, you overthinking. Some of y'all are overthinkers. You're thinking it too through. Paralysis by number 4, lack of accountability. Oh my gosh, lack of accountability. That's what March Madness. March Madness brings that accountability group, right? Young money leaders. Did y'all meet today? I know y'all supposed to meet at 8 o'clock. Did y'all do your 8 o'clock meeting? And the thing said, yes, we did. Come on, lack of accountability. Number 5, limited financial resources. That's a big one. Money stops a lot of people from their business. I'm telling y'all, money is a big factor. Number 6, poor time management. We talked about that. You got to put everything in the calendar. Put it in your calendar. Poor time management. Number 7, no proven systems or processes. Keisha Carr told you, we got a special 4-step system, but most people don't have a proven system. And number 8, low confidence and self-doubt. Ooh, that's a big one. So I got a few minutes. I'm going to jump down to limited financial resources, number 5. I'm going to tell y'all something. As financial agents, as life insurance agents, let me lean into this one. I get it. But this is what really gets under my skin sometimes. And it only gets under my skin because I don't think, I got to blow the whistle on this one. It just really gets to me. Sorry, y'all. I really just want to sort of whistle. Cling. I wasn't blowing.
Eric, I was going to say, Eric, you know when you blow the whistle, we can't hear it.
Oh, when I blow it too loud, it tunes out?
Yeah.
Oh, here you go. Watch this.
Still tuned out.
It's too loud. The whistle's too loud. So blow the whistle. So here's the thing. The financial resource piece, why it really kind of drives me, because you need money and you run away from the thing that can give you money to go do something so you think you can make the money so you can come back and get the money you need to support your business. So you run away from your business to go do something that to provide for money so you can take that money to put it back into your business. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a business that can provide you money in 2 to 3 weeks. Go freaking get a client, make a list, call them, everybody. If I need money, I'm calling everybody. I'm calling Lottie Dottie, everybody, Tito, Santa, the reindeer, the Easter egg bunny. I'm calling all of them. My neighbors, I'm knocking on doors. I'm going to do what it takes to find a client because when I get a client, I can generate revenue. Are y'all catching me? The average client is going to pay, especially with the Xperia business model. Our business model, average client is going to pay you anywhere from $1,500 to $3,000. That's the average deal. Pay $1,500 to $3,000. I don't care what position you are. You can be just started. You can show you how to make $1,500 to $3,000. So what I got to do? I'm going to go find me a client. Half of America does not have life insurance. That means if I go talk to 10 people, half of them don't got insurance. Now, will they get it? I don't know. But if I go talk to 10, 5 of them need it for sure. How many do I need to get to make a deal? 1. See, most people go get another job. Okay, cool. I get it. But is that job if you make 2 deals, will that job pay you maybe $2,000, $4,000 a week? See, most people are not leaving their business to go get a $4,000 a week job. I'm just trying to tell you. But here's the thing. You can still get the job and work your business. But what happens is you get the job and then you start the same reason why you wasn't making money in your business because your mind is spinning. Your mind is spinning. Dude, understand something. You don't need to get fancy. You need to get to work. Make a list. Call the list. If you don't know what to say, get with your coach and call the list. See, what happens is it goes back to people get to number 3, which paralysis by analysis. They make the list and then they start overthinking and start boom, 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 and you never get to call on your list. Ask me how I know. I got my own list. And I know I haven't had everybody on my list. Why? I don't know why. I'm not here to give y'all a psychology class. Nothing in my bio says Erik is a psychologist. Although I've studied psychology and I really got an understanding why people do what they do and typically why they don't do what they do. But here's the thing. Some of y'all are so freaking good at sales that you would try to sell me on your BS why you don't do what you need to do. And I'm telling you, my brain is a computer. If I let you keep selling me, I'm going to start buying that bullshit. Sorry. And I'm just telling you right now, some of y'all buy the BS bigger than it. Oh, let me close with this. And I hope she don't get mad. The other day I told my daughter, and it really frustrated me. I was like, hey, Erica, talk to your brothers and sisters. She's like, I can't tell them nothing. I was like, yeah, just go tell them. I'm just talking about just washing the dishes, taking out the trash, walking the dogs. Basic things. Because they made the dishes. It's their dogs. and it's dead trash. I'm not talking about nothing hard. Hey, you're pregnant, but you can talk to your brother and sister. You got your brother and sister, and we got three adults in this house who can do those activities. Just suggest it to them because I got to leave. But they sleep. It's freaking 11 o'clock. Wake their ass up. This was on a Sunday, so I gave me I'm sorry. And they may or may not be asleep. I don't know. Maybe it's like 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock on Sunday. I don't know if they were sleeping or not. But when they wake up, but she was selling me on, they don't listen to me. I'm like, yes, they do. You're the big sister. Nah, but you don't understand, Dad. And she kept coming at me. And I left out thinking, where did I program them, my kids, that I'm telling her how great she is, and she's selling me on why she's not great in the eyes of her brothers and sisters. She's really trying to sell me on I can't do the assignment. But when I came home, the assignment was done. And what I'm saying is, we got to stop when somebody's pouring into us and telling us that we're great. We got to stop trying to oversell them and block our damn blessings. Some of y'all like Wonder Woman with the shield. Pew, pew, pew. Somebody said you're great. Pew. No, I ain't. I'm broke. Pew. Hey, you like talking about? No, it ain't. I'm shy. Pew. Oh man, I like the way you talk. No, I don't. I don't speak good. I stutter. Pew, 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 pew. You block all the flicking blessings around you, and then you sit back and wonder, okay, well, what do I need to do to succeed? Part of succeeding is being good at receiving great stuff. You can receive the negative. Oh man, we absorb that thing like a bounty soaking up a quicker picker upper. Man, y'all just absorb it. But when it comes time to receiving greatness, sometimes we're naturally conditioned to block it when people give us great compliments. That's why I had to stop this initial segment and say to Keisha, you're giving us a compliment. Let's start this segment off. I'm going to receive the compliments that you're giving me. And I wanted y'all to see in real time, that was important. I wanted y'all to see in real time that it's okay to receive the compliments. Are y'all with me? Because most of y'all are great at giving it, but you're not so great at receiving it. So I hope y'all got something out of that today. We're going to finish up this list tomorrow. Tune in. Back to you, Troy.
All right, all right. Thank you, Coach Erik, for another amazing training. And that brings us now to the Annie Willie inspired recap relay of the day. And the way that works is everybody gets 1 minute to reflect on the most inspirational nugget that they got from this morning's training. So, and then after that, I'll pass the baton to the next one in line to run with it. And we're going to take it and give it to the first leg right now. And that is none other than the man that has run already from all the way out west to the south side, Mr. Andre West.
Watch out now. Watch out. Wow. This was amazing, everybody. I cannot believe what I am hearing. Takesha, you blew it out of the water. Everybody sharing. Thanks so much. Takesha, learn what we need to learn to give our clients and their families what they need. We need to be smart and we need to transfer everything over that we learn and we're poured into to them. We need to be in the right place, the right time. Here we are. Hugs is the real deal. I'm starting back into my database today. Thanks, everybody.
All right, all right. Thank you for bringing it into the zone with the speed that you had. And we know now to give it to the lady who is the silver queen of wisdom and poetry, Miss Tawana Chisley.
Okay, this is a primary example of what Erik was just talking about. That it's hard to receive a compliment or so this really hits home because I really feel that sometimes people are just afraid of their greatness, and I'm one of them. I mean, I know internally that I'm great. I know it, but to have someone else say it to you, it's like, what happens now that someone else is saying it? What do I do? Because now that requires you to step up and become what everybody else is seeing. And it's not easy. It's not easy.
Come on now.
That really hit home. It really hit home. Because now you got to become what everybody else is seeing you to be. So I just want to throw that out there.
All right, all right. The Silver Queen of Poetic Wisdom has spoken, and we thank you for bringing it into the zone. And now we pass it on to that man they call Mr. Money. He's always shining, as you see, right on the top.
You know something? This made me
Yes, sir.
reflect back on somebody. This is why I say to folks, I'm your brother and your servant, because I can learn from you, from what you're telling me, because I can always honor you, because your servant. Because that's why for us is that we sit every religious folks, right? We're having we're God, children of the Most High, right? If we believe if we are children of the Most High, why are you not looking at yourself as the Most High in the highest regard, if that is in you? Because if you're great, show that you're great, because you are or what you think you are, and you are the best of the best. That's all I want to say, sir.
All right, all right. Thank you, sir, Money, for bringing it into the zone. And now we get to pass it on to this baton to the lady called Dr. Teresa O'Day.
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you for passing the ball to me. Oh, yeah. But yeah, Mr. Erik, I always receive, and I'm just like, yes, I received this. Yesterday, literally, I was researching about seriously imposter syndrome. Guys, imposter syndrome. That is so in, my late mother would say endemic, old educator, endemic. It's so deep in our blood that affirmation every day, we have to put that positive in. The negative sticks so quick, like you said, but we have to let ourselves know we are good. We got all it needs to do this business. Information, knowledge, experience, the coaching, the training, we got it all here. We should not be looking somewhere else, because sometimes we think, oh, it's greener on the other side. Okay. And Mr. Keisha, I have been in that situation also, where I'm always looking to grow. And I go somewhere and they don't teach anything different from what we have here going. I tell you all, we got it. We got to receive, we got to take it and do what we need to do. Open our mouths and let people know what we do. Thank you.
Woo-hoo. Thank you, Dr. Teresa O'Day, for bringing it into the zone, because that fire just couldn't be stopped. And we're going to pass it on now to the man that is not an imposter by any means, none other than the professor himself, Mr. LaCoe Elijah Pye.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you, Erik. Sorry, I don't know if you called me earlier, but I have something going on in the house, so I stepped away a little bit. I might miss some of the things you shared, but I will go back to listening to it more. But going back to what Takesha was sharing earlier, and I know that was one of the key points that you talked about this morning to Erik, is that we should appreciate what we have here, because most of the time we don't, right? Can you imagine? I was talking with somebody the other day, a top leader in the GFI, and you guess what they were boasting about? That they have a company, a software that people can just send a link to somebody and they can get a code and get the license. I say, isn't that ethos? That we also have ethos here. And he was like, you guys don't have ethos. I said, okay, let me share my screen. I share my screen, I put on my ethos. So sometimes they think they have more than what we have. And the worst thing is that we don't know what we have here. Like I said the right time, if we know what we have here, guys, I'm telling you, we have the best in the industry. And we should really appreciate that every day. Go to the CRM. You can run multiple quotes with different companies at the same time. Go to the CRM, you can see your book of business. So let's take advantage of what we have here, because we have what others done, and we should get the result that others cannot get. They say if you do what others won't do, you will get the result that they won't get. So thank you. Back to you.
Woo-hoo. Thank you. You're smoking, Professor. You're smoking, taking it right on in across the finish line. And we're going to take it now as the voice of inspiration, giving it right back to the coach himself, Mr. Erik Robinson.
Did I say that right? Did you hear what I said?
Son.
Woo, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Picking up what you're putting down. Ladies and gentlemen, a couple of quick announcements tonight. We have the CEO tap at 2 o'clock. It's the first kickoff for March. March Madness, baby. For those who know, be ready. Come with your background, March Madness, baby, because I'm gonna ask y'all what time is it. So, team, I'm letting y'all know what time is it. March Madness. Be ready, be ready, be ready. Those real quick announcement for those who hear and those who know that inside the studio we got 10 spots and it's like already 5 are gone. So I'll be sending out some notices in the private groups for those. So you better move fast.
Actually, it's probably closer to 10, Eric. They just probably haven't paid yet.
Huh?
I said it's probably closer to 10 that are probably sold. I know a couple people just haven't paid yet. They'll probably pay today or tomorrow.
Oh yeah, because I haven't put the paid link up. So you think they might be all sold out?
Yeah, because I
Oh,
just looking on this line, I know like
oh
Takesha just
man.
hit me. She
Well,
said she didn't get the link.
I never put the
I
link
know.
out yet.
I
So
didn't
when
get
I
it
when I get
either.
the link, y'all just better move fast, okay? So those who know, so I'm just letting y'all know, move fast. We only got spots for 10. So move fast when you see the link. Um, so tonight, Team Huddle, March Madness. Let's go, let's grow. Hey y'all are great. We don't say this is the number one CEO meetup for the people daily on the planet because it's just me and Uncle Jock or Troy or Tawana. It's Nicole, Stephen Short, Miss V. The list goes on. Siobhan. I mean, I can go through this whole list. Zay, right? Renee, Nathaniel. Y'all are some bombshells. Even Susan McLean doing it in the shadows. Come on. Are y'all catching me? Danny, the money model, Naja. I see Rodney on the line. Some of y'all don't know. Rodney got a bomb team in Houston. Rodney Washington. Y'all may say Rodney needs to speak. Kamal, the next ED, run $1 million business. Come on, y'all. I'm trying to tell you. I don't want to miss no names. And y'all be like, oh man, listen, what happens? You know, I see Tamara on the line. Some of y'all don't know who she is, but man, she got a bomb team blowing up everything. It's just people after people sharing after sharing, and not sharing like a name, like sharing, watching my grandma. But this is the number one daily meetup for CEOs on the planet. If you don't come every day with a notebook, you're missing out. I take notes on what y'all say. I take notes on the recap. I want y'all to understand. I take notes on what you say so I can go back and tell you what y'all said on a certain date. Are y'all with me? Like, that's big for me. It's not just about me, it's about you. Ooh, man, I'm just trying to tell y'all what it means to me to be on this call. I'm just trying to see something here real quick on this call. I'm gonna wrap up real quick with this. November 26, 2024. Money said every sales position requires a list. Ooh, if you don't have a list, you have a job. Ooh, he said that on November 24th. He said that on November 26, 2024. What? Dropping it. I'm telling y'all, I'm picking up what y'all putting down. I hope y'all pick up what you're putting down. March 6th, May 6th, 2024. Nicole said, if I'm calling you, then I'm building my business. The day you start calling me is when you're building your business. He said that on his call on May 6th, 2024. That's when Nicole said that on the morning call. See, I take notes. I don't come on here. I put respect on what y'all do. Do y'all put the same respect on what y'all bring?
Absolutely, man.
Are y'all
You're
catching
awesome.
me? Like, it ain't just Eric.
Yeah.
I'm learning from
Awesome.
some great people. And I hope y'all receiving that. I take notes in the morning. That's the whole purpose of this morning session. And I apply it to my business. Well, hope y'all caught that last story I talked about my daughter and receiving the information. Because guess what? She got the job done. But sometimes we got to work on receiving the greatness because it does require a level of activities, but also it may not be normal, and it is not normal for people to toot your horn because everybody's in a me world sometimes. The haters will hate, And unfortunately, sometimes the haters who hate are louder than the cheerleaders. The boos sometimes are louder than the cheers. Just a facts of any game of life. So remember that. Your brain is a computer. If the boos are louder, it's going to start receiving the boos as standard. Meaning when the haters come hate, it's going to start receiving the hate as standard, and it's going to make you shrink and not want to let your light shine. Entrepreneurs, we are called to be the light. We're called apart, set out for a mission. We got an assignment. Teaching financial literacy, helping people make more money without having to get another job. We're making impacts. Helping people leave a legacy for generations. That's what we do as life insurance agents. We are called on an assignment. Go do your assignment. With that being said, love y'all. Have an amazing day.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, you too.
Peace of the Lord be with you.
Get your green sheets. Everybody, get your green sheets.